Grenada's Foreign Minister chides CARICOM leaders who held talks about Venezuela with the U.S. President, and in sport, a new role for decorated Grenadian athlete Karani James. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, March 27th, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break. Another CARICOM member state has criticized regional countries that broke ranks with the grouping on its position on Venezuela. 4 leaders met with U.S. President Donald Trump on the matter last Friday. But Grenada's Foreign Minister Peter David says the Caribbean needs to remain a peaceful region. We get more in this report from GBN News.
CARICOM has an interest in the outcome in Venezuela. Venezuela has a boundary with countries like Grenada, countries like Trinidad and Tobago, that the future stability of Venezuela is in the interest of CARICOM, and that while we understand that there are difficulties within Venezuela, CARICOM's position remains that these matters should be resolved by the Venezuelan people coming together.
Minister David said that a meeting of CARICOM foreign ministers on the weekend gave the regional heads an insight into the Venezuelan opposition leaders' perspectives and for continued effort to broker dialogue with the Maduro-led government. Minister David reiterated the need for continued peace and stability in the region.
Everybody thought it was easy. Overthrow, what's the guy's name, Muammar Gaddafi, remove Saddam Hussein. That was easy. The peace has proved to be much more difficult, and Libya continues to deteriorate. Iraq is still in conflict. We don't want that on our borders.
With respect to the meeting of ministers with U.S. President Donald Trump, Minister David says it may not have been reflective of a CARICOM position, but a bilateral or multilateral relationship as individual states. He viewed the meeting as unfortunate.
Meanwhile, St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan CHASTANET has defended his decision to meet with President Trump on the ongoing economic and political situation in Venezuela. He says that at the end of the day, he was elected by St. Lucians to represent St. Lucia, and that's what he did. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves had described the recent meeting as troubling, adding that there was no true representation of the CARICOM grouping, given that its current chairman, St. Kitts Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, has not been invited to the meeting. But CHASTANET, who came to power in June 2016, told reporters he did not share Gonsalves' concerns. He said the topics discussed were of national and regional importance. CHASTANET added that the meeting was not a gathering for CARICOM, and it was a meeting by the invitation of President Donald Trump. The St. Lucian leader said the U.S. is his island's largest trading partner and St. Lucia's largest diaspora, and the country that offers St. Lucia the greatest opportunity for growth. In that regard, he says if he is invited to put forward St. Lucia's agenda, he will do so. But CHASTANET asserted that CARICOM is very divided on the Venezuela issue, as evident in the way members of the organization voted at the Organization of American States. And he said it's not the first time that CARICOM countries have held different positions on issues. 18 people have been charged in Trinidad for dishonestly getting relief for flood damage to their homes they had suffered in October last year. And Social Development Minister Cherry Ann Cockburn told the Senate yesterday that 3 employees from her ministry were among those charged. She said an audit is underway and police are still investigating. The fraud squad investigation began since November 13th last year. Cockburn also outlined measures to prevent any future recurrence of fraud, including stricter control of access to application forms for emergency relief, the use of authorized and trained assessors, and review of the disaster relief policy. And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next.
What has been established so far in all these investigations that you think that the president could be guilty of, or where he may have a problem? I'll start with you, William.
As of now, there's no actual crime. There's nothing to indict Donald Trump on. Most of the indictments have been unrelated or process crimes related to the investigation. It looks like, I mean, more has come out about the FBI and the DOJ and what was happening at the highest levels. There was a silent coup.
Coming up, you and your crew will not be left behind at Crop Over Barbados. There's fame, fashion and leisure life in Anguilla. It's all next on Caribbean Passport on this station.
Decorated Grenadian athlete Karali James will have a new role when the island hosts the 3rd edition of the Grenada Invitational. We have more in this report.
Grenada's star athlete Kirani James will be present at Grenada's Invitational, though not on the tracks. In a statement today, Chair of the Invitational Committee, Colin Purcell, confirmed Kirani's acceptance to represent as an official ambassador.
I am happy to announce that I will be a part of the 2019 edition of the Grenada Invitational as an official ambassador. Even though I am not competing this year, I consider it an honor to be a part of a project which purpose is towards the development of track and field in Grenada and highlight on a local, regional, and international level. It is also an opportunity to showcase Grenada in a way that would benefit us all.
As the event enters its 3rd year, Purcell says they are pleased to have the endorsement of Grenada's most decorated and accomplished athlete. Kirani will touch down on home soil on Saturday, April 8th. Leading up to the Games, he will be engaged in a number of activities, including the welcoming of foreign athletes, and on the day, provide expert analysis during the live broadcast of the Games. The official says all is in place for the hosting of Grenada's 3rd Invitational.
The truth of the matter is we're probably about 95%. It's just the last set of things. Tickets are being booked for the athletes. All our lanes are filled. We are now telling persons, some of them I can't even list, but we're telling persons 2020, which will also be a big year since it's an Olympic year. So our lanes are filled, tickets are booked, hotels are booked. Technically, we have the track is ready. Everything else that we need to put in place, those things, as I said, those committees were activated 2 months ago.
And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.